Real comes into the game here in the 7th inning. The third pitcher used today by Bobby Cox. There are the numbers on the right-hander. And for play-by-play, here's Harry.
Thank you, Wheels. And Rowan is 2 for 3. His single double grounded into a double play and made a great catch in center field to get the Phillies out of possible trouble. It's a line drive on the first pitch, caught by Francoeur, 1 down. Villarreal, a 25-year-old from Mexico, came up from the Arizona Diamondbacks along with Lance Cormier from the Johnny Estrada deal. And he faces Greg Dobbs here, who was walked, struck out, and grounded out. Villarreal, in his first year with the Braves, had a big year last year. He was 9-1 with a .361 ERA. 1-0 the count to Dobbs. Bills on top 5-2 here in the 7th. Line drive hit to left field. Harris takes it on 1 out. And Dobbs is a 1-out base runner. It'll bring on Jason Worth. Worth 1 for 3, a big 2-out, 2-run single in the first inning.
Well, that it works out great with everybody in the lineup having a hit, including Kyle Kendrick.
12 hits now for the Phils. We've had good numbers here at Turner Field.
Don't want to be that lone guy on the team and going back after a victory and don't have any hits, although he did have some big at-bats.
And a big at-bat in the first inning when he fouled off several pitches and got a walk, did Greg Dobbs. And he had been the only one of the starting lineup position players that did not have a hit. So he erased that here with a 1-out single. Hadn't come close so far. 3-0 the count to Worth. Chris Coast waits on deck. Phillies would like to add to this 5-2 lead here. Because once on this road trip, the Phillies saw a 5-0 lead go down the drain at Florida.
Sure did.
Don't want to see that happen here.
Well, you do want to chip on and add on, so you keep the team from coming back, just demoralize them.
Line drive hit to center field. Dobbs will stop at second base. Phillies have 2 men on base with 1 out. Well, the Bravos will be coming to Citizens Bank Park the last week of the season. Tuesday, September 25th, Wednesday the 26th, Thursday the 27th, all of them at 7:05. Bills and the Atlanta Braves. Order your tickets for that series, 215-463-1000 or online at Phillies.com. Chris Coast to be the batter as Roger McDowell goes out to talk it over with Villarreal. Firing a double play ball here will make his Phillies debut here. Pinch hitting for Kane Davis, who did a nice job getting out of that 6th inning. One strike to Coast. Coast 1 for 3. Two strikes to Coast. Coast looking for his first career hit against Villarreal. Lost a high pop foul. Teixeira has one. Makes the catch. And that's 2 down. And here is LaForest making his Phillies debut. See if he can do the same thing Russell Branyan did when he made his Phillies debut. Branyan hit a home run. LaForest 9 for 25 this year, hitting .360 as a homer and 3 RBIs. It's Jeff Geary up in the Phillies bullpen. On strike to LaForest. That's a high foul, left field side, out of play. A balls, 2 strikes. LaForest just joining the ball club today. Picked him up off waivers from San Diego. This one out of play, still 0-2. Goes with 2 men on base, 2 outs here in the 7th. Tied, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Line drive hit to right field. Coming around to score is Dobbs. Going to third base, Worth. LaForest in his first at bat as a Phil. Delivers with an RBI single, and the Phillies now lead it 6-2.
Well, Phil's catch a real break on that. Teixeira, first baseman, actually tipped that ball, slowed it down. Frank Kerr, the right fielder, could not come up with a throw. You know he's going to be gunning somebody out, or it'll be close to it. There he is in right field. That ball was actually hit off the glove. Smoke by LaForest. Right off his glove. Now see right there, it slows the ball down. Now you see Frank Kerr coming into your pitcher. By then, he doesn't have a chance to get anyone.
Rollins takes one low. J-Roll is 1 for 4. It was a triple. Runners at first and third, a run across, 2 outs. Two balls and no strikes. Rollins 5 for 17 lifetime against Villarreal. Three balls and no strikes.
It's so important to be able to come back and score after they score. What you do is you take momentum away from that team, that opposition. And in the fashion that you're doing it, 2 out base hits are always important.
This one gets away from McCann. Coming on to score is Worth. It'll be ball 4 and a wild pitch, and the Phillies now lead it by a score of 7-2. So Phil's answer, the 2-run by the Braves. With a 2-run inning of their own, still batting first and second with 2 outs.
This is worth just making sure, re-tagging the plate.
Here's Chase Utley. Chase 2 for 2, has singled, hit a sac fly, singled, and walked in lifetime against Villarreal. Utley's 3 for 8 with 2 of them home runs. Grounded sharply foul. Chase came into the game tied for the league lead in hitting at 336. He's now up to 339. Big numbers from the 7th inning on for Chase Utley. Fouls this one out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Utley. Line shot into center, and that drops in front of Andrew Jones. He short hops it. Coming in to score is LaForest. J-Roll goes to third base. Utley in at second base. And the Phillies now lead at 8-2 here in the 7th inning. Just in front of Andrew. As the Phils have put 3 on the board here in the 7th, and here comes Bobby Cox, and he's going to make a double switch.
Well, you can see the replay now. Jones, actually Andrew Jones, keeping the ball in front of him as he picks it up and tries to act as if he caught the ball. See how he holds it up? That Academy Award just did not work. See those Braves very seldom throwing to the wrong base. I mean, J-Roll, a fast runner, usually will throw that ball to second base. He took a chance, but to no avail.
Andrew trying to sell the fact that he caught it might have cost a double for Utley. Utley goes into second. Pitching change. It's 8-2. Phil's back after these messages. Phil's on top, 8-2. Willie Harris has moved to center field. Matt Diaz comes into play left field. He'll bat in the 9th spot. And Jose Ascanio is the new pitcher. 22-year-old Venezuelan delivers the Pat Barolo for a ball. Ascanio is appearing in game number 8. He's 0-1 with a 4.0 ERA. 9 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs. Struck out 8, walked 4. Breaking ball for a strike. Burrell has singled, homered, struck out, and walked. Rollins at third base. Utley at second base. Ascanio bat in the spot vacated by Andrew Jones, the number 7 spot. One ball and 2 strikes to Burrell. The 8th Philly to come to the plate here in the 7th inning. Two and two. Full count. Ryan Howard waiting on deck.
Well, this should get Pat Burrell a pretty good pitch. Ryan Howard hitting behind him. This is when that comes into play.
It was low, and Burrell walks again, and the Phillies have the bases loaded for Ryan Howard as the Phillies have batted around here in the 7th inning. Powers fly to deep center, singled, walked, and grounded out.
Bobby Cox not very happy, sitting in the dugout with his sunglasses on, obviously.
So here's Howard with a chance to do some more damage. The Phils have already scored 3 here in the 7th. Wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Ground ball, but it's hit right at shortstop Escobar, who throws out Howard. And that'll be it. The Phillies do put 3 on the board. 4 hits leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 8-2 Phils. Gary's 45th game, 1-2 with a 5.01 ERA. You know, Escobar, the first one to face him, looks at a strike. Escobar is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Good job by Kane Davis getting out of the 6th inning. 2 men on base. Got 2 outs, and now it's in the hands of Gary. Doing 1 to Escobar. Line drive hit to right field. Roberson juggles. And Escobar is going to take advantage and move to second. That should be a hit in there on Roberson. Matt Diaz will bat for the first time. He came in as a part of a double switch.
See exactly what he did in coming over on this ball. Just hit him right in the heel, nonchalant, thinking, oh, okay, easy play. Got to make sure you look it right in your glove. That's a ball. He'd tell you that he should have actually caught the ball.
Here's Diaz hitting at .347, 12 homers. He's knocked in 38. Jams him and he fouls it. 1 strike. Nothing in 1.
Condry gets up in the Phillies left field bullpen.
Breaking ball, foul back. No balls and 2 strikes. Nothing to the count to Diaz. And he goes down to swing. So that's one of them here in the 7th inning. They'll bring on Willie Harris. Harris has an infield single, is flied out and hit a home run. Just his 2nd homer of the year. Harris came in struggling at 0 for 25, but he has 2 hits this afternoon.
Got that infield hit to actually get him going. That's what it usually takes a lot of times. Some little bloop hit. He came up with that home run in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and that seemed to start Kyle Kendrick on his way out of the game. Maybe the heat got to him a little bit. And that was his shortest outing since August 17th of last year when he pitched at Clearwater, 3 2/3 innings. So he had pitched deeper into games in all his appearances at Reading this year and in the major leagues until today.
1 ball and 1 strike the count to Willie Harris. Laces it foul. 1-2 the count to Harris. Escobar second base with one out. Two balls and two strikes. High with it, full count. Fouls this one back.
Chris Coase better check that mask, and he is. Sound that made going off, and that thing went all the way over the screen.
Three and two to Willie Harris. Grounded foul. Count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Escobar second base with one down. High ball center field, not deep. Rowan comes out and makes the play. That's 2 down, and that'll bring on Kelly Johnson. Kelly's 2 for 3, has struck out, doubled, and singled. Nothing to Kelly Johnson. Foul tip. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two to Johnson. Two balls and 2 strikes. Driven to deep center field. Rowan on his horse makes the catch going away right in front of the warning track, and that'll be it for the Braves here in the 7th. No runs, a hit, an error, and 1 left. We go to the 8th. 8-2 Phillies. Jose Ascanio is still out there. He came in the previous inning. One ball and no strikes.
Phillies trying to get out of here with this win today and win the series. They finishing up 16 in a row, have the day off tomorrow, and then go into a stretch of 17 games in a row before the final week of the season as Tom Gordon starts to heat up. So finishes to this one long stretch, get the day off, then go right back at him for some room for more crucial games.
Most of which will be on the road. The Phillies are home for 7 games. And then we'll have 10 on the road. One ball and one strike to Rowan. Fouls it out of play. One and two the count. Mets have lost their game. The Phillies can pick up a game on the New Yorkers. Moved to within 4 with a win here today. Two balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball got him. Rowan goes down swinging. And will bring on Chris Robertson. Phils right now are 4.5 back with the Mets loss. And the Braves 8 back. Phils also can distance themselves from the Braves here. With a win, Robertson batting for the first time, hits a ground ball base hit. So Chris is aboard.
Mets with a 5-1 road trip. They won 5 in a row before losing today. The Phillies can win today. They'll have a 3-3 trip. So a two-game swing as far as the standings go in the East. And there's look at the wild card.
Yeah, that's why that series with Colorado is going to be so important. Got to play well against those guys.
Here's Jason Worth. He is 2 for 4. Robertson at first base with 1 down. Robertson gets the Phillies' 16th hit of the afternoon. One ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball missed. 2-1 the count.
Should have said since the Mets played the Phillies, they went 5-1 because obviously they were on the road trip and they lost those 4 in Philadelphia. But after the Phillies had gotten to 2, that's what happened. 5-1 and then 3-3 if the Phils won today.
Popped him up. Right side. Teixeira makes the call on the catch for out number 2. And it brings on Chris Coast. Coast 1 for 4. Robertson first base with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. One ball and no strikes. Missed the fastball, 1-1. Popped him up into shallow center field. Willie Harris comes in. And that'll be it for the Phils here in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Phils on top, 8-2. Walked 11.
Curious why they would use him 2 days in a row as you look at the numbers on Tom, except maybe they're just trying to find out if he can bounce back. You do have a day off tomorrow, so we'll ask Rich Doobie and Charlie Manuel after the game, because you're not in a situation where you would normally use him, even though this is the 8th inning and this is his spot, but you have a 6-run lead.
Chipper Jones, first one to face him, is 1 for 3 with a double. One ball and no strikes. Fastball for a strike, 1-1. Fastball grounded sharply past the diving Ryan Howard down the right field corner. Chipper will get a double on it. So he is at second base with nobody out for Mark Teixeira. Teixeira's 0 for 2 with a walk. Fly ball into right field. Roberson has it lined up, makes the catch, and Chipper will hold on at second base. So it's 1 down here in the 8th inning. It'll bring on Brian McCann. McCann has singled and twice flied out. Jones and Jimmy Rollins having a little conversation at second base.
One good hitter to another.
On the inside corner, 1 strike to McCann. McCann 3 for 5 lifetime against Gordon, although in this series he's 0 for 2 against Flash. Oops, a foul down the third base side, out of play, 0-2. Ground ball foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Brian McCann.
I'm trying to pitch Brian inside so he doesn't get those big arms extended. Start him off with a good strike. Low. He's keeping that ball inside. Strong hitter when you get that ball out over the plate.
Come on, McCann, let's do it.
Just reached out and fouls it down the third base side.
Romero did a good job when he came in and pitched to him, got ahead of him right away with 2 on, 2 runs in. The Braves making a comeback and got him to hit that weak fly ball to left field. And Kane Davis came in, finished them off. Those 2 guys really saved the game at that point in the 6th inning with a good job out of the bullpen.
Popped him in the air to shallow right field. Roberson, a long run, it drops. So a looping single to right field. Roberson was playing him very deep. And the Braves have runners at first and third with 1 out for Jeff
I
Francoeur.
think that's a really surprised Chase Utley. Not that he could have gotten it, but He just stopped because he
that's the
figured the
outfield.
right fielder's got to come and get this play.
That's his ball all the way. Chase has nothing to do with that. He's all the way in. You see how close it bounces to him. He nonchalanted the ball when it was first hit, just kind of galloping at it, and then didn't really go at it. Didn't go at the ball right away when it was hit. Ball should have been caught, unless he didn't see it.
Here's Jeff Francoeur. He is 0 for 3. Scott Thorman has moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Ascanio. There's another one to shallow right field. Chase is busting out and can't get it. Well, this is just really unfortunate luck for Tom Gordon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's given up 2 bloop hits to shallow right field.
Well, he actually broke back on that ball. The ball was hit. He took a step back, not reading the ball, being able to come in. Chase almost over the shoulder catch with it with one hand. Now watch this as he hits it off the end of the bat.
And something's the matter with McCann. It's an 8-3 game, and here's Thorman pinch hitting for Ascanio. One ball and no strikes.
Well, all this has gotten you to the point where one swing of the bat by a big power hitter, and all of a sudden you have a game when the inning should be over because of the poor play in right field.
Thorman hitting at .218, 10 homers. He's knocked in 35. He is 8 for 37 as a pinch hitter.
We get Myers up already. They won't let this one get away.
Three balls and no strikes. So it's been an unfortunate inning for Tom Gordon. A couple of looping fly balls to right field that fall in for hits. Got that one over. 3-1 the count to Thorman. Pops him up, not another one. Yes, you've got to be kidding me. I have never seen 3 in a row bloop singles like that just out of the reach of fielders. But that's what the Braves have done. Gordon's got to be sitting out there saying, what's going on?
Making good pitches again and jamming hitters. The Brave hitters are just bleeding them to death. Just falling in, and there's a ball there where no one's going to be able to catch that ball. It's just in no man's land. The other two, I think, could have been caught, but even after the ball's been hit on the ground, nobody's been able to pick them up as Roberson goes in to get his sunglasses. Might have been one of the reasons why he didn't see the ball out in right field.
And Charlie's going to bring Myers in right now. It looks like in a double switch. Try and get 5 outs here on the road and get out of here.
Carlos, visit www.phillies.com where baseball is always on. Brett Myers comes on to try to get some order back to this game. Myers appearing in his 37th game, 3-5, 14 saves, a .470 ERA. He faces Yunel Escobar, who is 1 for 3. Wild pitch. Coming on to score is McCann. So it's now an 8-4 game. Carlos Ruiz is now catching. Ruiz will bat in the number 3 spot. Myers in the number 8 spot, vacated by Chris Coast.
Hard curveball. You saw it hit the ground, bounce back the other way. It's a difficult pitch to smother.
Another curveball misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball is high, 3-0. Walked him on 4 pitches.
Wow.
So the bases are reloaded. Still only 1 out. Matt Diaz will bat. Diaz struck out in his only at bat. He came in as a part of a double switch. Got that one over. 1 strike to count to Diaz. Missed the fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to Diaz.
He just blew that one right by him, all off balance and not able to catch up with it. It's right about 93 or so. He's done a good job, though. Less than 2 outs.
Now straight back, still nothing in 2. Myers came in to get the save in last night's game. But this is only his 2nd appearance on the trip. He did not pitch at all at Florida. So they're counting on him to try to get 5 outs here. Diaz fouls back another one. Continues to challenge him with fastballs. And we'll see if he goes to the breaking ball here. Or he's split to try to get a strikeout. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I have never seen an inning with so many cheap hits as this inning. I have never, ever seen an inning like this. That is the 4th bloop hit of the inning.
Wow. Yeah, they're going to have to soak their hands for almost a week. The way they've been able to get jam. I mean, just in the right spot, not hit hard enough for J-Ro to make a play. Did everything he could, and this ball actually hits the ground as if it's a wedge, backs up a little bit. He comes in and throws it. Diaz has pretty good speed. You can see him coming over. He is across the bag. And Phillies in and out in the worst way here.
So now it is an 8-5 game, and here's Willie Harris, 1 ball and no strikes. Bases loaded. Still only 1 out. Curveball got it over. 1-1 the count. Oh, good block by Ruiz. 2 balls and a strike. That was a split. Maybe you ought to forget about that pitch.
No doubt. You see it coming down, and it's pretty hard. Was a split. And good job by Ruiz being able to get in front of that. And just all he wants to do is keep it in front, and that's what he did.
Three balls and a strike. There is no room on base for him. They're loaded. This is an unbelievable inning. Full count.
Well, he might have swung at a ball.
I have a feeling that was high, yeah.
Up in the zone.
I think Harris helped the Phils on that one, 3-2.
Well, see exactly where it is. Up above his hands. When the ball's up above your hands, it's a ball.
3-2 to Willie Harris. Walked into force and a run. So it is now an 8-6 game, and the Braves have the tying run at second base. Mitch Doobie's going to come out and try to settle in Brett Myers. Myers has come in and given up a walk, a blue pit, and a walk. Johnson is 2 for 4. Third ball, missed with it. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball, missed with it.
Well, he's having control problems. Not being able to get the ball where he wants. Brett's just about all year long put that curveball where he wanted, fastball where he wanted. Right now, advantage to the hitter, 2-0. He can sit on whatever he wants. Brett needs to make a good pitch.
Popped him up. Abraham Nunez in foul ground, and that's 2 of them. And now it boils down to Brett and Chipper. Brett and Chipper Jones, who started this inning with a double. Chipper lifetime against Brett's a .296 career hitter, 8 for 27 with 2 home runs.
Tom Gordon, of course, started this inning, got the 1 out, and then the fly ball started to drop in the outfield. Really didn't think he'd see Chipper Jones hit again in this game.
1 ball and no strikes to Chipper Jones. 2 for 4 this afternoon with a pair of doubles. On the outside corner, 1-1. Wide. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 2 to Chipper Jones.
Had a home run swing, just came off the ball. You can see where he cleared his hips. Good pitch by Brett. That ball on the outside part of the plate. Infielders want to knock it down if the ball is hit. And getting dirty, not letting it get through.
Count's gone full. Big pitch here. Phillies with a 2-run lead. Braves with the bases loaded, 2 outs. And this pitch, well, could decide the outcome of this game. 3-2 to Chipper. Curveball, drilled foul.
What a job by Chipper Jones to foul that pitch off. That had to absolutely shock him that he threw a 3-2 hook, and that thing looked like it was a strike, and he somehow hit it and fouled it off.
Well, good hitters will do this.
Wow.
Look where the ball is. It's up in the zone, though. If the ball's down, it's a little different story. There's my point about being able to look for a fastball. Breaking ball up in the zone, you'll be able to foul that pitch off. And he throws a hard one, and it stayed up a little bit. When it's down, it's very difficult to hit, or to even put the wood on.
Another curveball, and he popped him in the air to shallow left field. Worth is there. That is the final out of the inning, and a huge one at that. The Braves do put 4 on the board. They do so on 5 hits and leave them loaded. We go to the 9th, 8-6 Phils. Chipper Jones out of the game now, so Soriano would bat in the spot vacated by Chipper, the number 3 spot. Soriano's 61st game. He's won 2, lost 3, 6 saves and 9 opportunities. 3.45 ERA, good strikeout walk ratio. 60 innings, he has struck out 54 and walked only 12. Abraham Nunez will be the first one to face him. Nunez batting for the first time, hitting at .236. Phil's leading 8-6 here in the 9th, and Abraham lofts it into shallow left, and it's put away out there by Matt Diaz. 1 down, it'll bring on Jimmy Rollins. J-Roll 1 for 4 with a walk. It was a triple. Game in the hands of Brett Myers. Trying to get 3 outs in the bottom half of this inning. Phillies with a 2-run lead. 1 strike to Jimmy Rollins. One ball and 1 strike. Two balls and a strike.
Brett Myers still has an inning to go. He needs to just settle down, get back out there, get 3 outs, and get out of here.
3 balls and a strike. Driven to deep right center field. It's going to stay in the park. Francoeur makes the catch. And we'll bring on Chase Utley. Chase has had a good game. He's 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double, a sac fly and a walk. Two outs. Scheduled to hit for the Braves in the bottom half of this inning. Mark Teixeira, Corky Miller, and Jeff Francoeur. Ooh. Hit Utley's hit for the 19th time.
Not happy about it either. You see the umpire Marquez walking halfway down the line with him because he kept staring out there at Soriano.
Chase leads the league in being hit by pitches, and it'll bring on Carlos Ruiz batting for the first time.
That ball's nowhere near the zone, and I'll say it and say it again. These guys that are wild and can't pitch, learn how to pitch in the minor leagues before you come up and throwing the balls and hitting guys for no reason at all and throwing it 97. It's because you have a good arm. Obviously doesn't mean that you're a good pitcher. And watch this pitch. I mean, just no way. You can't even get out of the way of the ball.
No. Ruiz hitting at 260, looks at a strike.
So you got Ruiz on that pitch. He was bailing as if that ball might be in on him.
One ball and one strike. Breaking ball missing. 2-1 the count to Ruiz. Fastball inside. 3 balls and a strike. Ryan Howard waiting on deck. Full count to Carlos Ruiz. Grounded in the hole. That'll be a base hit to left field. Utley will go to third. So the Phillies have runners at first and third with 2 outs for Ryan Howard. Phil's trying to give Brett Myers a little more breathing room in the bottom half of this inning.
It looks like you need to tack on a couple more runs, or at least one if you can.
Howard is 1 for 4 this afternoon with a walk. Faced Soriano here yesterday, and Soriano struck him out. One ball and no strikes. Faced him on Monday, excuse me. Monday's game. He's 0 for 2 lifetime against Soriano. 1 ball and 1 strike. Up in the air, tight to the line, and left, and foul, and caught by Diaz. So that will end the Phillies' threat here in the ninth. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Phil's lead 8-6.
Phillies looked like they had this game in hand, but then a goofy 8th inning. McCann starts it with a 1-out. Pop fly in right field. They just started dropping all over the place. Here goes another one by Francoeur. Chase Utley couldn't get there. Robertson couldn't get there. Here's another one. Popped up into no man's land. All these coming off Tom Gordon. Then Brett Myers comes in. wild pitches and a run. And then Diaz breaks his bat, doesn't hit it hard enough to get it to an infielder. Jimmy Rollins late on the throw. And then a walk, walks in another run. And the Braves wind up with bizarre innings you're ever going to see.
Well, here's Mark Teixeira to lead it off. Teixeira's 0 for 3 with a walk. One ball and no strikes. Brian Pena's on deck. 1-1 the count.
Well, Myers needs to do more than anything. Get an out right out of the chute. There's Brian Pena, the switch hitter, catcher on deck. Get an out right out of the chute, and don't let them get excited in this inning.
Jumps in front of Teixeira. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still 1-2 the count to Teixeira. Teixeira's never faced Brett Myers. He struck him out with a curveball. So that's one of them. After the game, get a complete Phil's Braves series breakdown plus an update on the Phillies race for the wild card on Sloan Toyota. Presents Phillies Post Game Live only on Comcast Sportsnet. Here is Pena, switch hitter. He's hitting at .250. Curveball for a strike.
Come on, Pena, let's go.
Fastball, nothing into the count to Pena.
And Brett Myers' mindset has to be come in here like he's picking up a save in the 9th inning with a 2-run lead. Just pitch an inning.
He's calmed down as well. He's not throwing or not as hyper. You can see now he's been able to get the curveball over and spot that fastball.
Ground ball first base. Howard to Myers covering. That's 2 of them here in the 9th inning. Bring on Jeff Francoeur with 2 outs and no base runners. Francoeur just 4 for 24 lifetime against Brett Myers. So Myers trying to tie this one down for Kyle Kendrick. Send the Phils back home on a winning note with Florida coming in on Friday night. Curveball in the hole. No chance for J-Roll. He made an effort, but no chance. Francoeur keeps the game alive with an infield single.
There's that ball, just a seeing eye hit right in the hole there. J-Roll doing all he could. Unless Nunez could get it to be able to cut it off, that's the only way you're going to get him out. Francoeur runs a little bit too well for that.
Brings on Martin Prado. Prado hitting at .295.
All right, kids, it's over. Let's go.
1 strike.
Come on, Prado, let's go.
One ball and one strike to Prado. Not holding the runner on, so he goes to second. He doesn't matter. The batter at the plate matters. One ball and two strikes to Prado.
Phillies not playing a real no doubles defense right now. They have Roberson cheating in a little bit in right field on this guy's offside.
Well, reason being, again, that means that he would not have deep power, so they can come in and be able to cut off a potential base hit.
Curveball chop off the plate. Oh, no. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, I have seen blue pits in games, but never anything like this in the last two innings. Brett's got to maintain his composure now. Runners are at first and third.
That's why Rich Doobie's going to come out and talk to him.
Wow. I mean, as soon as that ball hit off the plate and went up in the air, you knew.
Oh, right off home plate. Brett doing everything he can, although the throw was a little bit high, pulled him off. Don't think they would have had him anyway.
Good job by Ryan Howard to catch that baby.
Well, here is Yunel Escobar. Fans, if you missed any part of this game, you can catch an encore of the Phillies day game against the Braves tonight at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Nobody does baseball better. And we're sweating this one out with an 8-6 lead. First and third, 2 down. Here is Escobar. Brett needs one more out. Breaking ball for a ball.
Yeah, that's what he did the last time. Started him off with that breaking ball, although it ended up being a wild pitch. Trying to get that breaking ball. He's a better fastball hitter than off speed.
Another breaking ball is high. This is the first batter Myers faced when he came in the 8th inning, and he walked him.
He's thrown 41 pitches now.
Unbelievable.
Fastball high. 3-0. Matt Diaz waits on deck. Walked him on 4 pitches.
Unbelievable.
So the bases are loaded with Braves with 2 outs. And it all boils down to Myers and Diaz.
Well, one good thing now, they can step on any base and get a force. Well, you need this out just for momentum and going home.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Curveball, got it over, 1 strike.
Good average with the bases loaded. 4 for 7.
Another curveball. In the air to deep right field. Roberson can't get it. 2 runs are going to score. Are you kidding me? This game is over. 3 runs score, and the Braves win it by a score of 9-8. Matt Diaz with a bases loaded double, 3 runs score, and Atlanta wins by a score of 9-8. I cannot believe what I have just seen. The Phillies went into the 8th inning with an 8-2 lead and lose this game 9-8. Matt Diaz, a 2-out, bases loaded, bases clearing double. Our W.B. Mason delivery of the game was what we just saw.
Well, this is coming on another breaking ball from Mr. Diaz, and I thought again the ball should have been caught for me. Well, 3 runs will actually score after that gets in by Chase Utley. Hard to look at. That's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
An unbelievable loss for the Phils, who went into the 8th inning with an 8-2 lead and end up losing this game 9-8. We'll be back with the totals and a wrap on this 9-8 Braves win right after these messages.